Hello YouTube, this is my $5 folding knife from Harbor Freight. I don't know how good it's going to be till I start chopping on wood and doing different things. It does have your liner lock in there, which is kind of hard to do. It's easy to open with one hand, left or right hand, but as far as pushing that over, it's kind of hard to do with your thumb. And opening, you can always do that super fast, whatever there, but I'll give you some specs on the blade. I got it wrote down. The blade is 3 1/16 inch long. This is 4.5 inch when it's closed up, and it's 7.5 inch total length when it's open. So it should be legal to carry where I live. I was always in my state was 3.5 inches is the limit on a blade you can carry in your pocket. If any concealed. You can walk around all day with a hunting knife and a sheath on your belt going hunting, doing things, but you can't carry a hunting knife underneath your coat or something and conceal it. So that's how it's always been where I live. But for $5 you can tear it up, you can use it in your toolbox. It's not a bad grip to it. It is kind of small for my bigger hands. Like this, which I never use a knife that way, self-defense. I mean, anything's better than nothing, but it does have your, I know what they call that. I do watch some knife videos, but right now I can't tell you what that's called. I'm sure people out there know what it is, but it's not bad. But most of the time I'm using a knife to cut something, I'm not really holding it this way. I might be doing something like this or whatever ways, but just a quick little video on it and some pictures. I would recommend it for $5. I mean, even if it doesn't hold an edge very long, because I do have some cheap knives, they do not hold an edge very long. Even though this is a whatever type of stainless, it's not the greatest in the world. Also, before I leave, I took this apart. There's the white Teflon plastic washers in there. It was all full of grit. It looked like you sanded with sandpaper. You get all that black oily grit. And I took this apart, and cleaned all this, and put a little bit of that powdered graphite spray, because it was gritty. You could feel it. When you went like this, it was all gritty in there. So a lot of the cheap stuff from Harbor Freight, there's going to be grit left in everything when they machine it. So it's not too complicated. Just take your time. You got to have your little Torx bit, and when you put it back together, I'd recommend having the blade closed like this, because everything's going to want to spread apart, and you can line your washers up, poke them around, slide them into the hole. It's pretty easy because it will spring apart enough where the washers will slide right in. And your little bolt thing, you'll see it, it's got like the D shape to it. It only fits in one way. So if you've had them apart before, it's easy. Even if you haven't, you'll figure it out. Just take your time. But I do that with a lot of cheap knives. I take it apart and clean it. A lot smoother. Tighten it up so it don't wobble. There you go. I'll take a couple photos of it. Long enough video on it. Thanks again for watching.